I think test.
Check.
Okay, we are live. So day 54 of OpenUSD, and let's start by checking the answers of yesterday's quiz that we did. So let's just make sure if this is the same one. 7321, yes.
Let's see you how. What
Hmm.
that. All right. Question.
1B.
Ooh,
What?
at code 30. Yeah, I think we did got this wrong this time. What I think linear time sample interpolation. By default, it's picking up this. Let's see the explanation. Dude, the correct answer is A. It says over here.
Yeah, I know. It should be A.
Yeah, it's A. Not B.
Because I'm pretty sure that in linear interpolation.
Wait. No, it's not saying it's B. Wait, let me just initially use it. No, B.
No, it is A for sure.
Wait, let's see.
What?
Let me just verify it again. I think it's gonna be B. It says that if
No, bro, it's not possible. B is not at all possible. B, how the fuck is it possible? At code 30 or before the first author. Oh shit! It does not extrapolate backward. Oh, it does not fall to 0.0. Oh shit. I didn't know that.
oh,
This statement I didn't know. That it does not extrapolate backward.
mm,
Oh, that makes sense. And what was the other part? And 3.2 at 70. Trick question. Damn.
Tricky. Yeah.
What is Claude say? Yeah. Mhm. There is no sample earlier than 50 to interpolate against, so USD holds the value of the first authored sample 2.0. It does not extrapolate backward along the slope, which would give 1.2. That's the trap in option A. Oh my god, trap question.
Trap, bitch. We got trapped.
And the absence of default value is irrelevant since the time sample exists. Code 70 is 70 minus 50 is 20 divided by 50.4, and 2 plus zero point 0.4 into 5 minus 2 is 1.23.2. Correct. I see.
So at 30 before time sample.
Oh no, bro. This was supposed to be an easy question. We got it wrong.
What is the reason? The reason is that that the thing that
That it does not interpolate backward. That's the reason.
so so
So this value will stay the same.
and the second value
Yes.
as well.
The second value is simple calculation. 70 minus 50. Like, so for 75, it would be between 2 and 5, which would be 4.5, I guess. No, not 4.5. 2, 5 minus 2 is 3, and 75 is gonna be half. So 1.5. So it was gonna be 3.5 for 75. So 3.2 for 70. I didn't do the math. I should have done the math. So we would have we would have gotten the right answer if I did the math for the second one. Look at this math,
So it's 70 minus 50. Wait, what is the question?
bro. It's simple scaling thing.
Okay.
Like if the value of a thing is okay, a time sample has authored only at code 50. So at 50 the value is 2. At 100 the value is 5. What will be the value at 70? That's the question, and it is like simple math.
Okay.
So like 2 1 1 2 25 2 3.2. Okay, 2 by 5 into 7 is, let me also do it on the calculator once just to make sure that I am understanding this correct.
So 100 is 5. 30. So we are doing 100 minus, wait, 70 minus 50. 70 minus 50 divided by 100 minus 50.
Mm-hmm.
So that will give us 2 plus
Minus if
2 plus 0 0.4. Okay, so we are doing only linear interpolation on the second value.
yeah.
Oh.
Bucks joy. The value would be 3.5 divided by
And the
7.
distance between two samples. Oh, okay, 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 okay. So you're finding the 40% way, point four. Oh,
This would be 3.2. 52 divided by 50 equal to 270. 70 into 2 divided by 50 is 2.8. 100 minus 50 divided by 5 minus 2 is 3 into is what is the exact interpolation math they did over here. 70 minus 50 is divided by 100 minus 50. 2 plus zero point 0.4 into 3 into zero point 0.4. How did they? Why are they doing this?
so they're finding out the 40% way after that, I guess. Let me see. Using the that
They're not finding 40%. This is zero point 0.4 is the linear
40%. So that
interpolation.
is a 40% way from the starting point. Like
Oh, right.
move 40% change from start value. It's at 72. Oh, at 72.
Oh, I got it.
Initial,
Okay.
and then we add the point four, and then why are we doing into three? Oh, the value change from five to two. That's why we are doing the multiplication over there.
Mm-hmm. Bro, 1 second. I'm getting a call. 1 second.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro. Let's continue. Brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. Second question is correct.
Second one is correct.
Wait, I'll keep the tally as well.
We will keep the freaking tally.
One. What's the third? Is D correct? Nice. USD prim stack for prims contributing prims.
Wait, third one is incorrect?
No, it's correct.
Okay.
I'm just seeing the answer. What was the question?
With
Of
USD,
Accenture aggregates animation with valueless while diagnosing vehicle. You must list prim specs contributing to prim's metadata and separately list property specs contributing to value to vehicle spin at a given frame. Which approach correctly retrieves both? Call USD prim get prim stack. USD prim get prim stack. Oh, by the way, I was looking at those videos.
mm-hmm.
Matty is saying that there are gonna be code questions.
What code questions like so? What
Implementation.
implementation of like USDA code or Python code or
He
what?
just said code question. He like somebody was asking, do we need programming background? So he said yes, you need it, and there will be coding questions.
Okay, well, I will add that as well.
I think probably something like this. That for the prims contributing prim specs. Prims. USD property get property stack. USD property get property stack. The time code for the property. The property. Since clips can change, which layer contribute over time?
Like so, which one? What happened?
I'm just seeing. Okay, fourth is C, correct? Yes. What is that? These are internal reference graph you similar to each destination with names. Yes, he is correct. Oh, wrong.
B author meters per year in exact phase since faithful human declaration belong to direct source translation, and we did reparent the scattered frames under one ancestor and set it as default in the transfer files and this restructures. And the author meter referencing stage is an export option. Let's see why is this dude Claude that fucked us up. Like I think we won't pass this one. Not see. Okay, so you do want to reparent, but answer C puts a reparenting in transform phase, which is a wrong phase for fixing a freshly covered asset structure. And that entry point, the hierarchy entry point issues belong in the extracted exchange phase, not transform. Oh, okay. So over here it's saying that you do want to reparent, but answer C puts the reparenting in transform phase, which is a wrong phase for fixing a freshly converted assets structural problem and entry point. The hierarchy entry point issues belong in the extracted exchange phase, not transform. That's what it is saying over here.
A validator flags a freshly converted asset for a missing linear errors declaration. and for prim scattered directly under the pseudo root with no single referenceable entry point. Which two corrective actions are each placed in the correct exchange phase? Reparent the scattered prims under one. Okay, author the meter per unit. I'm gonna put this in this question and yeah, bro. I also ordered the stand that you showed me
I see.
and some supplements and creatine.
See.
It was all gambling money, you know. So I was like, let's do some shopping today. This question is set in the context of, bruh. Explain. I'm not gonna read all this shit. A validator checked a freshly converted USD asset and found two problems. The stage never says what its units are for meters per unit, no meters per unit, and all prims are dumped loosely under the root with no single prim to reference. Loosely under root with no single prim to reference. You need to pick two fixes. One setting the linear units, one giving the asset a single default prim entry point, but each fix also has to be slotted into the right stage of the conversion pipeline. So the question tests both what the correct remedy is and when the exchange process it belongs. When in the exchange process it belongs. Okay. A validator flag the freshly converted asset for missing the linear unit declaration and for prim scattered directly under the pseudo root with no single referenceable entry point. Okay, which two corrective actions are each placed in the correct exchange phase? Author the meter per unit stage. Okay. Author the meter per unit stage metadata in the extract phase. Since faithful unit declaration belongs with direct source translation. Okay, I see. Authoring the meter unit metadata belongs in the extract phase. Authoring the meter unit because declaring units faithfully is a part of translating the source. I see.
Like we can reparent it, but the place where we are reparenting is the wrong place. It's saying that we have to do it in X.
Yeah, no, no, no. We selected the correct option over here, like author the meter per unit stage metadata, but the phase it is,
Okay, D is the wrong one. Author is the meter
yeah,
change in trans.
it should be in the extract phase.
Yes. Okay. Oh, author the okay. Since the faithful unit declaration, I think we
Since-
had a couple of doubts with it, and then for some reason I was like,
Yeah,
okay, yes, we should do it in transform phase since stage data is in export, but direct source translation, not a transform one. Okay.
meters per unit metadata belongs in this extract phase. One second. Because declaring units faithfully is part of translating the source. Because declaring units faithfully. Units faithfully. Belongs to exact phase because declaring units faithfully is part of translating the source as belongs in extract phase because declaring units faithfully in the is part of translating the source as directly as possible, and guidance treats a missing unit declaration as extraction oversight, reparenting under common ancestors, and setting a default prim belongs in the transform phase because okay. Hmm. It restructures the content for usability rather than mirroring the source. I see. Okay, the answer hinges on the extract transform load model that USD data exchange borrows from data engineering. Okay, each phase has a different job, and the two fixes belong to different phases of because they serve different jobs. Extract phase is faithful translation. The whole point of extract is to carry the source data into USD as truthfully as possible without editorializing it. Now units aren't decoration, they're a fact about the source data itself. Your OBJ or whatever was modeled at some real world scale. If you drop meters per unit, you've literally lost a piece of source meaning. So declaring units is recovering information that was always part of the original asset. That's why missing unit declaration is framed as an extraction oversight. You failed to translate something the source implicitly told you not fail to improve it later. Okay, extract phase is faithful translation. Declaring. Hmm. Units faithfully is part of translating the source as directly as possible. Got it. Extraction oversight. Yeah, bro, that's why I added data exchange and instancing and stage traversal units primvars in like for revision, like 5 topics, and this is part of data exchange. Mm-hmm. Ah. And the second option is reparenting. Okay, transform phases, restructuring for usability. This was right. Reparenting all those loose prims under single common ancestor and naming as default prim is a different kind of action. Nothing in the source said these prims must live under one root. The source had no such requirement. You're imposing structure that makes the asset cleanly referenceable, but the downstream stages, that's an editorial improvement layered on top of a faithful copy, which is exactly what transform is for. I see. So extract phase is faithful translation and transform phase is restructuring for usability. It makes sense now. Faithful. All right, question 6. Answer is A and D. We are correct. Nice. Per property resolved values are not cached. Per property value resolved values are not cached. Clients may retain a USD attribute or USD resolver info to cache. Then composition indexing is cache per prim when stage opens. So this is something I want to clarify. In the composition in USD, the composition is cached. The value resolution is not cached. Is this statement true or false or incomplete? Explain with reasoning. So sixth answer is correct, but I'm just fetching some data. You're on a the girlfriend, she's upset, she's going on about something. I'm still standing. Bruh.
Hmm.
Fucking Leo Messi scored another hat trick today.
Nice.
All the Messi fans are gonna. Uh, okay. So this is the caching thing that we are getting confused on, or
Composition,
I'm
cache,
getting confused.
composition expensive work evaluates the verb arcs across the layer to build a prim index for each prim. That prim index is ordered list where could. Okay, value resolution is not cached. Right? Once you ask for an actual value, that's
The
exponential.
Chrome composition is cached.
So were we wrong in this question or something?
No, this was right.
Okay.
We were right, but this was somewhat of a fluke. So I'm just composition is the expensive graph work evaluating liberties arc blah 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 across layer stack to build a prim index for each prim. That prim index is the ordered list of where could opinions from this prim could come from because it is costly to compute and the structure of scene changes relatively rarely. USD caches it in PCP cache, prim composition cache. The composed scene graph of USD prims U traverse is cached result. The composed scene graph of USD prims U traverse is cached result. Build a prim index for each prim. Okay. Composition builds a prim index for each prim. That prim index is the ordered list. Ordered list. That prim index is the ordered list of where code opinions for this prim come from. Or list of where the opinions for a prim could come from. Because it's costly to compute and the structure of scene changes relatively rarely, USD caches it in the PCP cache. USD caches this in PCP cache. The composed scene graph of USD prims U traverses cache result. Composed scene graph of USD prims. Value resolution is not cached. Once you ask for an actual value, USD walks the already cached ordered value sources from the prim index, finds the strongest opinion, and interpolates if needed. USD walks the already cached ordered value sources from the prim index, finds the strongest opinion, and interpolates if needed. USD does not cache that final resolved value. That this is conscious trade-off for two reasons. Memory values are vast, caching every resolved value invalidation of value across every frame would explode the footprint. In validation simplicity, values change constantly. Edits animation also a value cache would need a complex fragile invalidation logic, but not caching. USD avoids that entirely. The heavy lifting is cached once composition, the cheap part is redone on demand resolution. Why it's incomplete? Two qualifiers make the statement fully accurate. Value resolution leans on cached composition. It isn't cache free, it consumes the cached prim index, knows which layers consult and in what strength order. So, not cached refers to resolved result, not the whole path. Opt-in caching exists for resolution. Opt-in caching exists for resolution. Oh, this is the thing that they were asking. USD attribute
Oh,
query caches
I
the.
didn't remember that thing vividly, the USD attribute query.
You did not.
I did remember it.
Oh,
Like,
you did.
yes, because it was in a note when we are going through it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a photographic memory. You know how
Sheldon Cooper.
brilliant I am.
Okay. अच्छा Already cached. What value source from the pyramid? From the pyramid. The strongest opinion, then interpret it slowly. User does not cache that file out. This is concentrated not cache because memory invalidation intensity values have changed constantly. Which layers consult and what strength also not cache refers to resolve result, not the whole path. Opt-in caching exists for resolution. Exist value resolution. USD attribute query. Attribute query caches the resolution setup for single attribute. USD attribute query. USD attribute query caches resolution. Resolution setup. For single attribute, so repeated time sample queries, common playback skip redundant work. Skip redundant work. Asset path resolution has its own resolver cache too. Asset resolution. Has its own resolver cache too. So the code doesn't structure expensive stable value results are intentionally not cached because values are cheap to be computed, memory heavy and volatile. Though resolution still right on top of the cache composition can be sped up with USD attribute query. Yes, now this makes sense. Composition indexing is cache per prim when stage opens. Prim's load or news scene description is authored. Yes. So sixth is correct.
Okay.
Seventh is B and E. Oh, we are correct. Yes, this I knew. HD Storm is bundled real time. So developer is mapping how USD stage reaches pixel through Hydra and wants to know which component tracks scene changes and which delegate renders out of the box. Which two statements are accurate? HD Storm is the bundled real-time OpenGL Metal Vulkan render delegate. So HD Storm is the render delegate and render delegate used by USD View and many tools. Okay, and the render index tracks scene changes and render index tracks scene changes. Yes, let me track scene changes. Okay, and manages the absent abstract scene between scene delegate and render delegate, and manages the abstract scene. Is the abstract. Okay, got it. Eighth is C, correct. The slash steps into child from loading high when select a variant, the period starts the property, the colon namespace is it. Okay, eighth is also correct. So slashes introduce the child prims, curly bracket encode a variant selection, set property LOD high. Curly bracket does what? Encode a variant selection. Okay, the property, the period introduces a property. Okay, so the period introduces a property over here. And the colon in the is the namespace separator inside the property name. Namespace separator inside the property name primvars st braces do not author attribute value. Author attribute values and the period introduces a property, not a child. Braces select a variant rather than a stepping into the child, and the period is not a variant separator. Not every separator is child, prim slash. The period and brace have distinct roles. Okay. Okay, there's somebody in the chat. Can you reply to him?
What? What is
Can
he?
you guys tell me what's going on? I don't understand shit here, but I am excited. So, okay, I can go.
Preparing for, yeah, you
This is a certified professional development OpenUSD development thing that we are trying to get. Um, Let me show you the thing. Yeah, bro. Hold up. So this is a certification we are trying to get. OpenUSD development. It's basically a certification you do to gain your skills in creating digital twins. So that these digital twins can be used by robots and physical AI interfaces to train in, and that can be used to train for a specific environment and perform real world tasks in. And yeah, this is the kind of thing that the robots would be able to do once they start training in digital environments. And so the thing is, right now, training is done majorly on teleoperations, which is very time consuming and very expensive as well, and requires like a lot of hardware and shit like that. And so this is like a good alternative. to train robots on, and that's why that's probably the future of physical AI. And so the everything begins from OpenUSD then. Um, Once we have a good command over OpenUSD, we will start diving into ISAC and Omniverse, and we'll start creating our very own digital environments and start creating, you know, training loops, I guess, and that will probably, open more doors for this kind of stuff. I hope I was clear. Okay, Gary Kichi, if I'm not saying it wrong. 200 USD, yeah, we got it for 100 actually because we attended one of their webinars, and you could have also gotten it for free if you would have attended the GTC. Um, the GTC NVIDIA 2026. So this was, if you would have attended this, you would have gotten it for free. But yeah, we attended one of the webinars, so we got 50% off. We got it for $100. So it was pretty decent, and but I feel like $200 is definitely worth the certification for this. I would recommend not doing any AWS ones and doing these, but what do I know? So, Aditya, do you wanna?
No, I think Shaurya has covered most of the things. Like, I think our goal is to once we get the certification, we would focus on building some projects that would showcase our skills. Basically, creating digital twins of maybe an Amazon warehouse or any Tesla factory or BMW factory. These are the places that OpenUSD will be used for creating digital twins of their factories, where you can test your robots and other things that will be used.
Yeah. Set prop LOD USD Geom dot primval then ST. Select variant. This is variant period colon namespaces in. But what does this mean, namespace
Namespace is like
separator inside the property names?
the colon is the name. So you have primvar and then you define your attribute prim, primvar variable name. So over here the variable name is st. So that is what namespace means over here. So whenever you define a primitive variable, you give it a name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way you give it a name is by putting a colon, that is our separator, and then you
Mm-hmm.
put a name like XYZ or ST or whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh, they're guessing that we're in UK. No, we're in US, actually, United States. And thanks.
Oh, bro. I'm so fucking
Good
sleepy.
question. Braces do not author attribute values, and period introduces a property, not a child. Braces select a variant rather than stepping into a child, and the period is not a variant separator. Not every separator is a child prim slash. The period and braces have distinct roles. Not every separator is child prim slash. Period and braces have distinct roles. The period starts the property and the colon namespaces it. Okay, eighth is correct. Ninth is B. B is also correct. The whole subtree is rendering but composed and traversal unlike deactivation. Yes, we already know this. Sets invisibility equal to invisible on the group prim. Yes. Okay, ninth is correct. Let's see. B is 10th is also correct. Or 10th was pretty easy. 11th is correct. Damn. Two sublayers author custom data on this. Oh, this was easy. 12th is correct again. Damn. Set instanceable equal to false or create 12 is a stronger than author visibility opinion on slit child accepting the loss of instancing for this one copy. Yes. Yes, we are correct. 12th is correct. 13th is B correct again. Damn. Root.usd is sublayer shorter. Yes, we already know this. Depth first search for gathering the whole sublayer's data. So 14th is correct again. So point 0.5 because rough trusting uses the specialized fallback track subsequent changes and the class. Okay, so I think this question was a fluke. Oh
Which
no, 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 we already knew
one?
this. No, no,
Which one? This one.
no. Yeah, material.
Most of the question that we will have trouble is after 20 or after 30 because that was the questions that were really tough at that point.
Yeah,
Feature.
probably. So what was the question? Defines with input consumer specializes with author of its own. In short, author has nothing roughness. The library later changed the roughness point 0.5. What is the okay, yeah, this is something we already knew. 15th is C again, correct. 48 scaling 12. Okay, root.usd. Yes. So this is simply because what timecode does the sample land in the compose stage? Because sublayer stride.usda with timecode per second was 6. Translate time sample sits at timecode 12 inside USD after automatic timecode per second scaling across layer stack. At what timecode does the sample land in the compose stage? So a translate X time sample sits at the timecode 12 inside stride.usda. So over here it was 12 in stride, so it basically was 2 seconds. So 2 seconds was basically 48 for time code per second over here. So that is why it is 48 and it's correct. तू ही बनी राता में यान मन नहीं। All right, 16th is wrong.
16th is wrong. What is 16th?
Offset thing that we were trying to figure out yesterday.
18 because the OpenUSD applies scale first and then the offset. Okay, this is was something that we don't know.
Let me copy this. A reference is authored as prepend reference. What does hmm. What does the offset and scale mean here? I'm still standing. On the start. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so in USD, offset is equal to 6 and scale is equal to 3. An SDF layer offset. And the crucial thing to understand is that its transformation. Let me increase the size a little.
So in USD offset is 6 scale. So in an SDO layer, the crucial thing is that it's a
It's a
transformation of
transformation
time.
of time, not space. It does not scale the geometry, translate the prim, or touch any rotation values. It remaps the timeline of every time sampled animated attribute coming from walk in cycle.usda. I see. A time sample authored at time t inside cycle.usd appears on your stage at t scale into t referenced plus offset. So 3t plus 6. Scale is 3. The animation is stretched to 3x its duration. So scale is stretched. Animation is stretched 3x to its duration. It plays one third the speed. Every gap between samples becomes 3 times wider on the stage timeline. Okay. And 6 is the whole now stretched animation is shifted to start 6 time units later. So, oh, I see. So now, okay. And the referencing layer share a time code per second. So no automatic scaling applies. An animated attribute under walk has a time sample of at time code 4. At what time does the sample appear in the compound? So 4 into 3 is 12 plus 6 is 18. That's why I got it. I got it. Do you understand now?
No.
So
What?
basically,
Mm-hmm.
scale over here means like scale is equal to 3, right?
Yes.
So the scale means 3. Scale over here 3 means that every time code
Mm-hmm.
there will be 3 times more. Like 3, uh, what do you say? Oh, 1 second. There will be 4 into 3, like one third time between every time code to appear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why 4 into 3. And offset means that there will be a 6 second or 6 time unit delay for the thing to appear on the stage.
Oh, scale is for time code, not for the object. Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
it stretches the time
Oh,
sample by 3, like
oh,
3 times.
okay, 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 okay.
Over
So
here, look at
yes,
this.
we did infer it wrong. Yeah, that's why I was confused. Like, whether what's gonna be?
So scale equal to 3, the animation is stretched to 3x its duration. Oh, the animation is stretched to that is it plays one third the speed. Yeah. So scale equal to 3 means that it will play at one third of its speed.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be divided by three. Oh, then why are we doing multiplication? Like 12.
Bro, one third its speed mean it will take more time. So 4 into 3, it will take
Oh,
12
okay, okay.
seconds
That's
to play a 4 second
3x
clip.
duration, but it will be slower.
So
Okay.
imagine if there was a clip that was 4 seconds long,
Mm-hmm.
and now the scale is 3. So scale is 3 means the video is slowed by 0.333.
Mm-hmm.
Like on YouTube, we do like 0.25x.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, we'll do 0.33x.
Mm-hmm.
So that means multiplying it by into 1 by 3.
Mm.
Or so the duration of the clip will become longer
Hmm.
because it is being slowed down.
Hmm.
So for the all the frames to play on the fucking clip, it will take longer. So that means 3 into 4 is 12. And then offset means now stretched animation is shifted to start at 6 time units later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Visualized by Claude. Claude is stepping up its game, bro. Next level.
Nice.
How deep is your love? Okay, how should I create two line note in my program number this scale and SDF layer offset equal to 0 and scale at nearest time only time samples not default formula t stage equals to scale s into t graph is 0. Here stretches the duration. I see SDF layer offset. Bro, I love AI. I fucking love AI. SDF layer offset. Is it like the ocean? I want the ocean. I want to take your love. T stage equal to S into T ref plus 0 scale stretches duration. Devotion. Oh, so this question can be inverted as well. They can ask us that a clip is 12 seconds long,
Mm-hmm.
right? They can give us tref or something like that. They can ask, oh, okay, so oh sorry, they can give t stage. They can ask, okay, the clip is 12 seconds long. There is a 6 second offset, and the scale is 3. How long was the original time reference? They can ask us like that. So in that case, you would need this formula.
Mm.
Offset
We
ratio.
wrote T stage minus zero nested offset compose.
It's just looking fancy, but it's pretty basic.
Mm-hmm.
Shifts the start later. The capture that captures the formula time only scope inverse at query time gotcha and composition. The full picture later. Yes, SDF offset layer. Oh, I am how deep is your love? Kairi Kichi. Thanks for the sub, Kairi Kichi. Alrighty. Next question. Question 17 is C again. We are right. Asset info for registered identifiers and custom data for free from form reviewer node. So asset info is used for registered identifier inversion and custom data for free form reviewer node. Hmm. C was correct. 18th answer. You marked D, I marked A. Answer was C.
Okay, so answer was C. What is the question? A destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris into own layer and stitches onto set level through value clips. To save the authoring effort, a TD adds prepend references inside of the per frame clips, expecting those extra shards to appear when that frame is active. On the compose stage, the time sample debris animates correctly, but the reference shards never show up. What explains this? A, the reference is present but overridden by the stitch time samples because value clips always okay. What? But wait, but the time sample debris anyway, but the reference. I said the reference resolves, but is pruned because clip files are loaded with payload and unloaded by default. So the reference and the answer is C. Stage ignores any conversion arc or anything. I think we have to focus on the clip. That's why I was a bit confused with this one. Like
I
this.
know. I was gonna say let's do value clips first. Like this one. I think where is
Note,
the
note out of it, and then we can focus on it later.
bro? In my opinion, we should do it right now.
No, dude. Like we should just first compile everything, dude. We should first just compile.
No, bro. Like that is a very stupid approach. Like to compile everything and then do bro. It never works out like that.
Okay.
It's saying value clips, but it's just pointing at glossary. Hmm. Let me see. Value clips. There are two sets of documentation for value clips. Oh my god. Retimable animated value clips. USD's composition arcs allow time-sampled animation to assemble from variety of sources into single composition. However, because stage composition must not. How deep is you? Oh, higher primate. Okay. Okay. Value clips. Let's do this.
All right.
Value clips is a composition feature that efficiently handles large amounts of.
Value clips resolution is a process of determining the final compressed value of a value for a property or a metadata from all contributing opinions. When querying, when querying, oh wait, what the fuck? Yeah, when querying attribute, USD traverses the composition index in strength order to find the strongest opinion. Okay.
So, which one are you reading? I'm reading this glossary part and then.
Oh, I was reading value resolution. Fuck. Value clips is a composition feature that efficiently handles large amount of time varying data by referencing external time samples. Large
Time sample
amount
layers.
of time varying data. That means that is always changing. Okay, by referencing external time sample as value clips allow you to reference time sample attribute value from a sequence of external layers without composing their entire structure. This this is useful for simulation caches, animation data, and other larger time varying data sets. Clips metadata defines the file sequence, time mapping, and which attribute use clips. USD stitches together the clips transparency during the value resolution. Okay, what the fuck? This is useful for simulation cache, animation data, and other large time varying datasets. Clip metadata defines file sequence, time mapping, and which attribute use clips. Okay, okay. And USD stitches together the clips transparently during value resolution. Okay, value resolution is used for stitching the clips. That is an important thing. And value clips allows us to reference time sample attribute values from a sequence. Okay, I think we have to dig deeper into the sequence of external layers.
So, one second. Value clips is a composition feature that efficiently handles large amount of time varying data by referencing external time sampled layers. External time sampled layers. And okay. Value clips allow you to reference time sampled attribute values from a sequence of external layers without composing their entire structure. This is fucking. Bro, the fucking. Whoever wrote this documentation, he did it
But I
purposefully.
think if
Like,
we go deeper into the value clips openusd.org, we might be able to find more info about it.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to complete this first. Okay, value clips allow you to reference time sampled attribute value from a sequence of external layers without composing their entire structure. This is useful for simulation caches, animation data, and other large time varying data sets. Clips metadata define the file sequence, time mapping, and which attribute use clips. USD stitches together the clips transparently during value resolution. Okay. Okay, value clips are feature that allows one to partition varying attribute time samples. Varying attribute time samples overrides into multiple files. Varying attribute time samples overrides into multiple files and combine them in a manner similar to how nonlinear video editing tools allow one to combine video clips. Value clips value clips are especially useful for solving two important problems in computer graphics production pipelines: crowd background animation at scale. Crowd crowd background animation at scale. Okay, crowd animators will often create animation clips that can apply to many background characters. Oh, and can be sequenced, be sequenced and cycled to generate a large variety of animations. Oh, value clips provide the ability to encode the sequencing and non-uniform time mapping of baked animation clips.
That allows
That task provides the ability to encode the sequencing and non-uniform time mapping baked animation. I see. Hmm.
that apply to many background and a sequence and cycle to generate a large variety of animation.
So, like all the crowd in animation that we see,
Value
it's basically
on
permutation and combination of a
the
certain.
some simulation, other types of sequentially generated special effects generates so much data that it is most practical for simulator to write out each time step of training.
File per frame big data, the result of some simulation and other types of sequentially generated special effects generate so much data that it is most practical for the simulator to write out each time step for frames worth of data into a different file. Value clips make it possible to stitch all of these files together into a continuous, even though the data may itself be topologically varying over time animation without needing to move, merge, or perturb. The files that simulator produce, the USD toolset include a utility USD stitch clips that efficiently assemble the sequence of file per frame layers into value clips representation. The key advantage of value clips feature is that the resulting resolved animation on a USD stage is indistinguishable from data collected or aggregated into a single layer. In other words, consuming clients can be completely unaware of the existence of value clips. There is no special schema or API required to access the data. Disadvantages of using values clips are encoding the value clips on a stage is more complicated than simply recording samples on attribute or adding reference use USD clips for detail encoding. Details on encoding, there is some performance overhead associated with the use of value clips, both in the number of files that must be open to playback animation, but that's what we asked for in using clips, and also in extra overhead in resolving attribute values in the presence of clips. Hmm. Value clips are the reason that USD property get property stack requires a time code argument, because the set of layers that contribute to an argument attribute is affected by value clips. Partially understood what this does, but
I think we need to go to AI for sure.
yeah. Oh, by the way, it's long weekend.
Dude,
What do?
the weekends in my life, I guess.
What?
But I cannot do on anything on long weekend, bro. What are your plans for long weekends?
What do you think?
Okay, bro. Just
I'm
sit.
gonna do marathon
My God. Oh my God, Ronnie.
USD.
Oh my God, Ronnie.
Mhm. Mhm. Bro, why the fuck are you playing games on stream?
I'm not playing Grim, bro. I'm just waiting for you.
Okay.
All right. What do we have over here? The official wording is so dense. So here is the plain version. The core idea: value clips are a playlist of animation files spliced onto a Prim's timeline. Okay, so it's a playlist basically of animation files. Nearly Normally, animation lives as time samples authored directly on attribute and all inside one layer. That's fine for a few keys, but it falls apart when you have a heavy data full crowd sim, a 2000 frame cache, fluid sim output. One giant layer becomes un, un
Unwieldy too, right?
need to write, load,
Wait. 1 second. The official wording is dense, so here's the plain version. The core idea is value clips are a playlist of animation files spliced onto a Prince timeline.
this by letting you split the animation across many separate
Normally, animation lives in the time samples authored directly on.
frame out.
Normally, animation lives at time samples authored directly on an attribute, all inside one layer. That's fine for a few keys, but it falls apart when you have heavy data, a full crowd sim, a 2000 frame cache, fluid sim output. One giant layer becomes unwieldy to write, load, and version. Value clip solves this by letting you split the animation across many separate files. the clips, and then stitch them back onto the prim over the timeline. It's exactly like video editing. You have a bunch of short clips on disk, and you arrange them on a timeline saying play clip A from frame. Oh wait, then stitch them back onto the prim over the timeline. It is exactly like video editing. You have a bunch of short clips on disk, and you'll arrange them on a timeline saying play clip on frame 0 to 50. Oh, play clip A from 0 to 50, then play clip B from 50 to 100. USD does the splicing at value resolution time. Okay, so anything reading the attribute, it just looks like one continuous animation. Anything reading the attribute, okay. So clip, okay, here's the shape of it. Clip files on disk, sim001.usd, frame 0 to 50, okay, stage 0 to 50. I see, okay, the clip metadata that drives this, clip asset paths, the list of files, clip prim paths, where to read inside them, clip active, which clip is live when clip trims, stage time, time inside the clip, okay. The whole thing is controlled by a small block of metadata, a clip set,
Authored.
authored on the prim. The pieces worth remembering: clip asset paths on template asset paths, pattern like sim, okay, USD, or a template asset path, clip asset paths, or a template asset path, pattern like sim, okay. The list of clip files to draw from. Clip prim path, which prim inside each clip file holds the data. The clips don't need the same scene structure as your stage. This tells USD where to look. Clip active, the schedule, which clip is live over each stretch of the stage timeline. This is what does the slicing. I see. Okay. Clip times, a mapping from stage time to time read inside the active clip. This is the part that connects to what you just wait. I don't understand this part. The whole thing is controlled by small clip set authored on the prim. So clip set is authored on the prim, and that's how the value clips are made. Small block of metadata, a clip set authored on the prim. This the pieces worth remembering: clip asset paths, the list of clip files to draw from. Okay, clip asset paths are the clips set of clips to draw from. Okay, clip prim path. Which prim inside each clip file holds the data. The clips don't need the same scene structure as your stage. This tells USD where to look. The clips don't need the same scene structure as your stage. Okay, clip active. The schedule. Which clip is live over each stretch of the stage timeline. This is what does the splicing. Clip times. Okay, clip active is the schedule. Which clip is live over each stretch of stage time. Okay, clip active is what decides what clip plays at what time. And then clip times, a mapping from stage time to the time to read inside the active clip. A mapping from stage time to the time to read inside the active clip. Okay, this is the part that connects to what you just learned. It's like layer offset, okay, but a full curve instead of a single offset scale, so you can retime, hold, or even loop a clip by pointing multiple stage times back at the same internal frame. Clip manifest, a cheap lookup table declaring which attribute clips animate, so USD knows what clip provides without opening every file. This is the key scalability trick lazing loading.
Dude,
Two
this.
things to anchor it. Why anyone bothers? Clip exists for scale and parallelism. Okay. Each frame slash chunk can be written independently. Great for sim forms. Loaded lazily and streamed instead of monolithic cache file. Where they set in value resolution, clips contribute time samples add strength of layer that authored the clip metadata, so a directly authored time sample or a stronger sublayer opinion can still override what the clip provides. Clips aren't a magic top priority source. They slot into normal liver piece ordering at the point they were introduced. What? Where the contribute time samples at the strength of the layer that authored the clip metadata. So direct author time samples or a stronger sublayer opinion can still override that what clips provide. Okay. Clips aren't a magical top priority source. They no. Okay, I get it partially. Clips contribute time samples at the strength of the layer that authored the clip metadata. At the sample, so directly authored time sample or a stronger sublayer opinion can still over. Oh no, okay, I got it. Clips aren't magic top priority source. They slot into the normal level piece ordering at the point they were introduced. So one line summary for your notebook: value clips is equal to sequencing animation in many external files onto a prim's timeline via clip active clip times metadata for scalable lazily loaded retimable caches. I think I understand what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So a destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris into its own. It stitches them onto set rubble value clips to save authoring effort. A TD adds prepend references extra shards inside one of the per frame clip files. Per frame clip file extra shards. Okay, expecting those extra shards to appear when that frame is active. Expecting those extra shards to appear when this frame is on the compose stage. The time sample debris animates correctly, but the reference shard never show up. Time samples. Okay, the stage ignores any composition arcs authored inside a clip, so a value. So value clips can only usefully contribute directly local opinions about the attributes they modify. Usefully contribute. Mhm. It's very complicated, but I partially understand it.
I didn't got to know that why and where do we use value clips and but
So value clips are basically used in, defining basically what layer needs to be used for a particular asset at a particular time. So imagine that, for example, we have a car, right? We have animated a car.
mm-hmm.
So the car prim asset or the car prim
Mm-hmm.
is basically from time 0 to 10 is we want the car to appear as red,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we take the data for that prim for that asset. So it's a very basic example, but just imagine, for example, that the color is coming from a different layer,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the value clip is defining, okay, from 0 to 10 you have to fetch the data for the color of this car from a different layer
Mm-hmm.
or a red layer, right? And then from 10 to 20 you have to get this uh, you have to make this car black.
Mm-hmm.
So the black layer is different, right?
Okay.
So the property of that asset is
Mm.
coming from different layer for in between 10 to 20 seconds.
Mm.
So that is the
Oh.
usage of value clips.
Oh.
So you see value clips,
Mm.
that it's in the name as well. So if you
So,
read this again,
does value clips? Do we have caching in value clips? That's my question. Do we have?
I don't know about that
Let me
right
check.
now. But first try to understand this, bro,
Yeah.
before going into caching.
That was a quick question. But value clips solve this by letting you split the animation across many separate files.
Exactly.
Stitch them back over the over the timeline. It's exactly like video editing, You have a bunch of short clips on the disk, and you arrange them
on
on
a
a
timeline.
timeline saying play clip A from frame 0 to 50, and then clip B from U 50 to 100. USD does the splicing at value resolution time. So, so to anything reading the attribute, it just looks like one continuous animation. So clip files on disk sim001.usd, sim002.usd,
So
sim0.
these are the ones that I was telling you. So from frame 0 to 50, this is like red, like on a car, this is like red, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from 0 to 50, it's coming from this,
Hmm.
right?
No, no, I get it.
Then,
I get it. Yeah, I get it. But I'm just trying to take a look at the metadata, like what says in the metadata for the clip set. It says that the metadata is clip asset paths, the list of the file, and the list of the files, and the clip trim path, where to read inside them, and clip active, which clip is live.
oh, this you need to read over here.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
This is the one that is defining
Each
that.
sim inside each clip holds the data. The clip don't need the same structure as your stage. This tells USD where to look. Okay. The schedule which clip is live. Okay. And then clip time. So mapping from stage time to the time to read inside the active clip. This is the part that connects to what you learned, and it's like a layer offset, but a full curve instead of single offset scale. You can retime, hold, or even look a clip by pointing multi-stage times. Okay, this clip time is mapping from stage time to the time to read inside the active clip. This is the part that connects to what you just learned, and it's like a layer offsets, but a full curve instead of a single offset scale. So you can retime, hold, or even loop a clip by pointing multi-stage time back at the same internal frame. Okay, so so this is the part that connects you to. Okay, okay.
So
Huh.
let's ask
Then
for a practical
what was the question
implementation.
that we had? Can you open that one so that we can just move?
I'm gonna ask you to explain it with a practical example.
Mhm.
This was the question, by the way. I'm gonna be right back.
The question was a destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris into its own layer. Okay, so we want to set trouble through value clips. Okay, that's the stitching that we have to save the authoring effort. TD adds keep and references. Okay, this expecting those extra shots to appear when the frame is active. So on the compose stage, the time sample debris animate correctly, but the shards never show up. Why? Ignore the complex arc, ignore it. So the value clips can only be useful. Oh, so value clips are only for attributes, not for any composition arcs. TD is what? TD adds. Is that one of the perfect? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see, I see.
Yeah. What?
So that is one thing that we got to know today. Then that. Value clips won't cannot have references. Value clips can only have attributes. Value clips cannot have references.
Value clips should have had a section in Learn OpenUSD with the exercise.
Yeah, but I think for some reason, they did not. That's why they gave it for reading,
Mm-hmm.
like further reading, bitches.
Let me ask them on Discord as well.
Like,
Okay. I don't know what Claude has given me, and I think it's asking me to run it. Let's do it over here in code. Mm, Mm-hmm. Wait, not USD. Bro, what does this mean?
CD and cat.
Oh, wow. Wow, bro.
Like
Thank you.
you are basically going into the directory and
Wow, bro. Wow.
then
Thanks,
doing
bro.
and then opening the file. That's what it is doing.
Thanks,
That's
bro.
actually like
Thanks,
what do you
bro.
mean by that? That is simple basic command, brother.
Thanks, brother. Thank you for helping me out after my 2 years of masters in computer science.
Yes, brother. Dude, you
And
you said what does this mean? So how
I'm saying, why the fuck is Claude giving me this command when I'm asking, is has it like created the thing in my.
dude, it's not giving you command. Claude was doing on its own to create that file. So that's what Claude did. It is not giving you any command, bitch. Wow, masters in computer science, AI software engineer.
Brother,
Oh
oh my
yes,
god, bro.
fuck you.
Why would it show it to us if it doesn't want us
No,
to
because
run it?
it is showing you what is it is doing over there. That's what Claude does. So that the developer knows that what AI is doing. Basically, it's not doing anything that it should not do.
Wow.
Yes, brother. Yes, AI software engineer, Claude Code. Bro, fuck you. Like it showed you that it went into the directory and created a fucking file using cat. That's it.
What I meant was, if it has created the file on its own, how is it gonna show it to me that what's working and what's not?
So I think you first of all you should use Claude Code for that. Don't use this if you want to show that. And I think it's using cat query or it has created a py file for to do the same to simulate the environment. Yeah, it has created a py file. So I think if you go to the py file, we will see what the py file does, and then probably we can use USD view to load it. Or you can ask Claude Code to compile it using USD view.
Mm-hmm.
It works and jumps. T5 1.5 and then T10 10. Harder jump clip 1 takes over and then T15 T20. Oh, I see.
Give me the Python. The Can you create a Python file that when one realizes this value with implementation reason for us to use USD create it in a separate folder. What are you watching now?
Nothing, bro. I'm not watching anything.
Freaky stuff.
Yeah, bro. Kinky stuff, Mitch. Configuring timecode scaling offset using layer offset if you need to scale or shift something. Dude, it was written properly over here. Layer timecode plus layer into layer offset plus layer offset offset adjust to timecode. Offset, so it is a layer timecode into layer offset plus scale 24 into 10. No, 24 into 2 plus 2. So
Why does it not let me copy this shit?
and then layer offset will have a time code scale to 20, and then offset by 10. So time code 10 later.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But do you delete your Python environments from your Mac?
No.
They take up a lot of space as well.
Yeah, I know, but I do not have that a lot of Python environments. That's
Claude cleared like overall from the beginning. I have never deleted them, so they
where
were
I think
taking up a lot of.
I think to resolve that issue, that I just upgraded my MacBook.
Oh.
I would just say that. But yeah, I think I would do definitely take a look at all of my environments. I
Hmm.
usually do not install a lot of Python packages,
Hmm.
so I think, but once we have those DJX Spark, won't be an issue because that will handle everything.
I see. My passport verification, police verification also done.
Oh, nice. So did you had to, like, did your parents had to go to the office or? Oh,
No, the police person came.
nice. So what
And
documents did they ask you? Like, no.
copy of Aadhaar and current passport copy. Because I had all the original documents, so
I see.
Cloud is fucked for some reason.
Schema domains, learning distance, media USD, media over trade under USD UI.
Ooh. Nice. Yes, sir.
So what do we have? Did it have any animation?
Now we will. USD view main.usd. Yeah. Sphere. Oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. This is time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, time. Okay, this is what we say call it.
Mm-hmm. Mhm. Here are the clips.
So what values are changing? Like, can we see in the property value over here, the attributes?
That's what I'm trying to see in the metadata.
Mm.
Composition, sphere, value. Value is nothing. Okay. Oh, so look at this table. You'll understand now.
Where am I looking at? Over here. Oh, okay.
This table, look at this.
Now the table stage, see, time code 0, radius is 1, clip 0, 1 to 2 range.
From
And
0 to 5,
5.
it is getting the data from clip0.usda.
Okay.
So double radius. So whatever radius is defined in this,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting from 0 to 5 from this. And
Mm-hmm.
then from clip 1, it is getting the radius from this. And then clip 2, it is getting the radius from this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then basically main.usda defines the thing. So up axis start time code, meters per minute, end time code, okay, clips. So this is the clip thing that Claude was showing us.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Clip asset paths, clip active, clip manifest, value clip, sequencing animation. Why even bother? Mhm. So can you understand the question now?
Yes, I did understood it.
What does it mean?
So it means that, so initially, let's go step by step. A destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris is into its own layer and stitches them onto the set rubble to value clip. Right. So we have our debris frame that we have already written somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the pipeline already wrote it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then we have our rubble prim. That's that I would say over here. Let's say the instead of spear we have rubble.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go back,
1 second. I'm just trying to understand double two asset manifest path, main dot manifest path. What is this? Manifest asset path. Main dot manifest. What is this? Radius? Prim path. Okay. Clip. I think this is the range over here 0 to 0, 10 to 1, 20 to 2. What is this?
double asset string. So I think the active would be the active values in that phase. I would assume 0, 0, 10, 1. We because it did discuss clips active. Oh, it is talking about the range of the clips. I guess we have multiple clips, right? If you look at the table, we have 0, we have 1, we have 2. So I think that's what it is talking about. Like which clips will be active in this phase, and which clips will be active at that phase. Just gonna. I think that's what it is saying over there.
1 to 2 range, 10 to 20 range, 10 to 20, 100. No, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then 0 to 0, 30, comma 30. Prim path. So this is the prim path over here. Here it is defining the asset on which this animation is needs to apply to be applied on.
Mm-hmm.
I see. My brother is in the chat.
Mm. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know.
Get the fuck off here, bro. Okay. Yeah. What were you explaining over here?
Okay, so
The destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris into its own layer and stitches them onto set rubbles through value clips.
rubble is our prim,
Yeah.
similar to the spear that we had, and then we are gonna stitch the value clips over there directly. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we did over there. That is correct. Now to save authoring effort, a TD adds prepend references inside one of the per frame clips. So it is saying that the pipeline that he wrote, right? In that pipeline, in one of the he was like, okay, let me try adding a reference, basically a composition arc. What
Mm-hmm.
and then he expected that the values that he is referencing, basically the USDA that he is referencing in that value clip frame or the frame that he's selecting will appear when the frame is active. Like basically when the frame is active, it's gonna compile
Oh,
them.
so this extra, okay, so this extra shards.usda is something that is defined in this, like this,
Yes.
right? Asset paths inside one of the per frame clip files.
Yes.
Yes, expecting those extra shards to appear when the time frame is active. On the compose stage, the time sample debris animates correctly, but the reference shard never show up. What explains this? A stage ignores any composition arcs authored inside clip files, so value clips can only usefully contribute direct local opinion about the attributes they modify. Okay, to save authoring effort. But it should have worked, right?
No, it won't work. It won't work because you cannot. That is the
A
thing.
destruction pipeline writes each frame of debris into its own layer and stitches them onto set rubble through value clips, correct? Now I understand this. To save authoring effort, a TD adds prepend references inside one of. What does this mean? Prepend references inside one of the per frame clip files.
So in the clip, in that clip, value clip that you have, they're trying to add a reference file as a frame in that frame. Like w- we have the values, right? So when we do
Oh, okay. So it's not inside this. So inside one of the clip files. So for example, it is clip 0.usda. So they are saying that here they have created like this.
Mhm.
They have gone like this and set a prepend reference over here. I think this is what they mean.
Mhm.
Prepend reference is equal to, and then whatever that was. Okay, and it's saying it won't work like this. I think this is what it means. Okay, let me say create a new USDA file called extra shards.usda. Reference it inside clip 0.usda like this to contribute to the radius as well. I know it should not work, but I wanna see failure point and why. Hmm. Razzmatazzy. A stage ignores any composition arcs authored inside a clip file, so value clips can only usefully contribute direct local opinions about the attributes they modify. I get it now completely. But this was not mentioned in any documentation anywhere. I didn't see that.
So I think that would be a big thing, that value clips are only for attributes. So like as the name says, value clips should be only doing value attribution and value resolution, I would assume. Let's see what does the note say. For performance and scalability reasons, a USD stage will ignore any composition
Oh, here it is.
in a
Yes.
clip USD file, which means that the value clips can only be useful containing
Usefully
direct
contain
local
direct local
opinions
opinions
about
about the attribute they wish to
they wish to
modify. For more
modify.
information on value clip. Oh, okay. Here it is. So
Fuck.
this was like a fucking cheeky.
Dude, that AI. AI. Sure, bro. Yeah, I think these are the kind of questions that I'm expecting, like from the notes and everywhere.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I get it.
Yes. What is the next question that we did wrong? Let's take a look. 19th. I think this should be correct. Fucking correct.
D. No, 19. Sorry.
19, brother.
C.
Yes.
Yeah, I know this was gonna be correct. I knew this. Okay, 20 is A and B.
B
Wrong.
in our asses. So why is no, because trim is encapsulated, the inherited arc is dropped entirely when the asset is referenced.
No.
With CNX, the trim is broadcast to every prim that inherits trim in that context path. An asset prims inherit an encapsulated class slash underscore trim that lives outside the asset references hierarchy. The asset is referenced into the CNX, which authors a stronger override on trim and separated into scene Y, which does not. Which statement correctly describes the resulting behavior? Fuck.
An asset trim inherits an encapsulated class trim. The answer was B and E. Within scene. Oh. Oh wait, I didn't put it in the tally. 1 second. 4 wrong till now. Out of 20, 4 wrong. Mm, 4 wrong, right? Yeah. An asset's prim inherited an encapsulated class that lives outside the asset referenced hierarchy. The asset is referenced into scene X, which authors a strong override on trim. An asset's prim inherits an asset's prim inherits an unencapsulated class trim that lives outside the asset's referenced hierarchy. Assets referenced hierarchy. So asset has a reference. Okay. The asset is referenced into scene X. What does this mean exactly? Lives outside assets referenced hierarchy?
So we have we have referenced a file, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and in that file there is a prim that will be default prim. I'm gonna assume that. And when you reference a file, the default prim will always be picked up. But anything
Mm-hmm.
that is outside the default prim won't be picked up. Like similar to what we have in encapsulated and uncapsulated thing
Mm-hmm.
in a manner.
Explain this statement and Fable 5. I think there is a open source model like Fable 5 out there right now, right?
Quen, it's Kimi 2.7 or something.
Kimi what?
Kimi 2.7.
Way too far, or we getting close numbers? Bro, these kinds of like the people who make these kind of videos, I hate them. Like every couple of days they'll come out with a new video with the same thumbnail and the same fucking
Mm-hmm.
give me 2.7, the new king of open source AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over. We are so back. You fucking bitches. I tested new Kimi K2.7 code with 20 prompts. $15 million. What the fuck? Oh, $15 per minute. Use Kimi K2.7 completely free best AI coding setup in 2026. Kimi K2.7 Chinese AI super agents is insane. Fucking bitch ass. It's several that I rather show resolving. Bro, Claude is fucking. Why does it start creating the new code files for this shit? I'm just asking like a simple question.
Dude, because you are using normal Claude, use Claude code. If you use that Claude, that it is not that great. Or maybe you have to instruct it properly. Actually,
Bro,
do not create new files. Claude usually do that.
just explain, bro. Don't start writing. Oh, my bad. The statement describes a class prim sitting at the root of an asset file as a sibling of the asset, not tucked inside it, a geom inside the asset inherits from it. Now someone references asset. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You and I, it's you for the summer. I, me. Mm. I'll be back. 1 second. Restroom. How's the weather in Florida, bro?
Raining, brother. It's storming. Storming. Dude, there was a thunderstorm watch freaking 4 times today, and it rained like crazy.
The weather in New York is so good. It's like 20 degrees, 15 to 20
Oh
degrees.
God. Oh really?
It's so good.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Someone's gonna kill us. They can put a warrant on us. Oh really?
Who fucking would?
You know who would?
Factor meals. But I'm thinking of switching to this.
What are you thinking of getting?
Like I'm switching of dropping my Wonder membership and getting this now.
What's this?
Factor
Oh,
meal prep.
but you would have to do meal prep, bitch.
No, they come like I just have to microwave it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go for it.
I see one guy orders that shit, bro.
But I think they do a
One
free
second,
trial.
one second, one
I would
second,
say that first do the
one
free.
second, one second, one second. I'm gonna.
What happened?
Yeah, bro. What were you saying?
It has a free trial first. Do that, I would say.
Where do you see that? 50% off on your first box. A free breakfast for 1 year.
Like if you download the app, you might get that thing. I would say if you download the app.
Cause I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're okay. Cause I don't need to know. Two, five, eight. Real food you actually crave. Let me see. Okay, I'll do this later. Let's get back to it. Okay. So the statement describes. Bro, look at my new phone.
New phone? You got a new phone?
iPhone SE. I switched it.
So you shipped it. What
Yeah.
happened to the old one? Wait, let me take a look. I have not seen yours.
iPhone SE. This is the old one. This is not the new one.
So you got this.
For $110.
And what about the old one?
It's still here.
Great, brother.
No, bro, this is for this is for extraterrestrial activities, you know.
Extraterrestrial activities. What the fuck are extraterrestrial activities?
You know, some gambling shit.
Bro, bullshit. Just keep telling bullshit, bitch.
The statement describes a class trim sitting at the root of an asset file. Yes, yes. Now someone referenced just asset. The reference only pulls asset subtree trim. Not yes, so it doesn't travel across. Yes. So what was the question then? Why did we get it wrong then? Fuck. That this asset is referenced into scene X. Asset is referenced into scene X, which offers a stronger override. It does not. I just wanna make sure you're all. 'Cause I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Unencapsulated is dangerous. The same acid renders differently into. Okay, CNX references the acid and author strong. But what does this fucking mean? That lives outside the acid's referenced hierarchy. Okay, so this is the reference hierarchy and this lives outside. And the acid is referenced into scene X, which authors a strong override. The acid is referenced into scene X, which has a stronger override over trim. Stronger lives in the root layer of the stack. Okay, or clean. Okay, for over slash trim. Got it. Got it. And separately into scene Y, which does not. And separately into scene Y, which does not. Okay, which statement correctly describes the resulting behavior? And the inherent arc is dropped entirely when the acid is referenced. Yeah, A should be correct.
You are saying A should be correct, but why is it saying no? Because
The trim override authored in scene X does not affect. Yeah, this within the scene X, the slash trim override is broadcast to every prim. Within scene X, the slash trim override is broadcast to every prim that inherits. What? Bro, I think the answer should be A and B.
the answer should be A and B. Interesting. Let's take a screenshot.
I'm asking Claude, wait. B and E. It's also saying B and E. Oh. Oh shit. This we didn't read this properly. It's a inherit arc is dropped entirely. It's not dropped entirely when the acid is referenced. It's partially like only does not mean dropped. The arc is fully alive. It just resolves against the referencing state's root space name instead namespace. Instead of being relocated into the asset's new location, the asset's own trim opinion still flows as weaker fallback. That's why scene Y gets 42. What? Clouds were not deleted. Hmm. Composition is per stage, scene X and scene Y, each composed independently. An opinion author on scene X is root layer only exists in scene X. Scene Y never sees it or so it falls back to the asset's own trim val 42. Yes. Correct. Scene X slash trim results in that root namespace. So stronger opinion there flows to every prim who inherit propagated to slash trim in that context, not just one geom. That's the whole point of an inherit class. It broadcasts to all inheritors. This is exactly the global trim control pattern. Jujutsu practitioner. Black belt Jujutsu practitioner. Okay. That one sentence because it's packing into ideas at once by override broadcasts and bots. Bro, do you understand what this E option is?
With C next, the trim overrided broadcast to every prim that inherits trim in that context. So prim inherits an encapsulated class trim, and you're saying that within C next, the trim override is broadcast. So the asset is referenced into C next, which authors a strong override on trim, and saying that within CNX, the trim override broadcast to every prim. Oh yeah. So you see this line over here? The asset is referenced into CNX, the above asset that we have, the unencapsulated class trim that live outside the asset reference, right? So we are
Yeah.
we are going to reference the asset into CNX,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we are going to use override on that,
Yeah.
right? So when we do that, it's saying that once we override that, it's gonna broadcast it to every trim that inherits that trim in that context. So so basically what's happening over here is, let's say someone else, like within the CNX, you have any other prim that is trying to inherit that trim, that asset, right? The trim asset that you have just referenced or just inherited. And whenever
Mm-hmm.
you do an override on that, it's gonna replicate the changes to its descendants accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
So you are first loading the asset of first inheriting the asset from a different file, and once you have referenced when once you have inherited it, then you're gonna load it into a cnx cnx file, right? So once you load that into a cnx file, you can use over, like right over here, over trim, as it says over trim. So as soon as someone else is also referencing the same asset or same file somewhere else, it's gonna be broadcasted everywhere, because that is the property of inherits, that any changes that are going to be done onto that asset will be broadcasted to every other prim that is out there, that is also inheriting the same thing that we have inherited, or that we are trying to override over here.
Mm-hmm. You wrote Trimble 100 once on trim. And because Cherry, Cherwin, Table C all inherit trim. All three of them are all Trimble 100. I don't know how it's getting broadcasted if it's not a class.
What's your question again? How is
I'm
it?
asking if it's not a class, how it is
Dude,
broadcasting it.
it's a class. It's a class in the other file.
It's class over here, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
it's a class over here, and then
yes,
it's an override over here.
yes. So over here
Oh,
the
so it's the same effect as a
yes,
class.
yes.
Okay.
So because the thing is, we are inheriting it. We are not
Mhm.
referencing it. We are inheriting it right over here.
Mhm. The core thing about class and inherits, a class is a single shared prim that many other prims can point via inherits. Whatever opinions lives on the class flows to all of them. That's the entire purpose of class. It's broadcast change. Okay. So when it is overrided over here with an over
Mm-hmm.
and the value is changed to 100.
Mm-hmm.
So is it gonna affect only the assets in this file, or is it going to affect all the assets that's inheriting from class?
So it will affect all the assets that are the descendants of this file. So any file that is going to be referencing this asset after CNX will have those migrations done.
Oh, like where whichever asset has this statement, like chair.usd slash asset.
Yes.
Reprint reference chair asset.usda
Ask.
share dot.
So if we have an asset in a different file, and in CNX file we are inheriting and doing an override, and file as class, and we are doing an override. Where will be the broadcast? Will the broadcast be in the asset file as well, or only to the descendants of scene X in OpenUSD? Okay, so yeah, in a scenario, the broadcast override is limited to layer stat states content where you author the override, not globally to the original asset file. Okay, okay, yes, yes. So any file that we have in the CNX will have those changes. So even the file, even the prems that are referencing those assets in the CNX. Yes. So if you go up a bit, let me explain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, yes, right over here, right over here. All right. So we know that there is a asset that that has a class trim. right? And then we are inheriting,
Okay. This asset has a class prim, yes.
right? And
And
then
it
we are
inherits
inheriting
from prim.
that prim, that prim into our cnex file.
Yeah,
So
like this.
yes, when we do that, we can use override or over specializer on that
Yeah,
prim to override the attribute or any opinions or any properties that it has.
yeah.
Once we do that, so if there is any other prim that is also referencing that asset, will have the same thing broadcasted to it, that the value has been updated to 100 and you will have the new value as 100. So they will not pick up the fallback values that the prim had earlier. So earlier if the prim had 40 as the double trim value,
Mm-hmm.
they won't pick up those, they will pick up the
If it
100.
is somewhere else, like even if this is CNX USDA,
Yes.
right? And if, for example, it was in CNY.USDA, right?
Hmm.
And it was inheriting here.
Hmm.
So you're saying that this will also get updated to 100.
Yes. Yes.
That is what you're saying.
Yes.
The trim override author. No, trim override authored in CNX does not. Bro, look at this. B is an answer. Like B is the right answer, and look what it is saying.
What about, wait, let me just clarify. What about if,
The trim override authored in scene X does not affect scene Y.
wait, it is done separately over here. It is done separately. My reference over there was, if you have reference the same, if you're referencing it from scene X, then it will propagate. It should be basically chained. So scene X should be related to scene Y, not a separate file that is inheriting it separately.
So okay, so you're saying whatever file references scene X
Yes.
will have this value propagated over there.
Yes. So let's say now,
Yes.
yes. So
And
now let's say
okay.
you are trying to reference the my asset prim into scene Y, right?
Yeah.
Like this prim into the scene Y without using the prepend references.
Mm-hmm.
So any value that was in over here will also be propagated to scene Y. So right now you
In
are
where?
referencing the main file in the scene Y. Which file? The main file. You are not referencing the other file. So if you reference the file as cnex, like if you name the file cnex.usda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it will propagate and do everything.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let me read this real quick. So now the part that connects to an encapsulator. Each film scene axis, row namespace, the same slash string for every asset. They all converge on one shared target. So single override you authored there hits all of them. Here's the contrast that makes it click. If those classes had been encapsulated living inside the
So they were inheriting trim. So see over here they were inheriting underscore trim, but they were not inheriting directly from asset trim, from the asset file.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the broadcast will work over here. If any of these files would have been inheriting directly from the asset trim, then they won't have that broadcast.
Each brings private classic during the global broadcast is gone. So the sentence is saying, okay, I kind of get it, but I need to look at inheritance specializers again. Okay. Okay. What is 21? What the? TF make validator. 21 is correct. This was.
Yeah, this was on you, dude. This was on you. Yeah, I was doing the
Yeah.
D, but yeah, this was on you.
Make valid identifier. An extractor reads object name like wheel front to third bracket from source. Okay, blah 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 blah. Which utility produces legal identifiers? Which utility produces legal identifiers from these strings? TF make valid identifier. TF. What is full form of TF over here? You know,
I don't know. Total foundation. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know.
valid identifier. Replaces characters that are illegal in an identifier. Identifier with underscores. Okay. 22. Let's see. What is 22? A and E. Answer is correct. Wow. A scene needs two repeated content strategies. Reuse a multi-part robot. Okay. Yes. Scene graph instancing for robot arm assemblies because it is composition based. And in each instance and its descendants remain identifiable via path. 23. I have flagged it, but answer is correct.
Mine, yes. Each application recorded in the Prims API schema metadata rather than changing its type name. I don't know how I got it. I
Yeah,
fucking
I know it was fluke. I know.
dude. Multiple choice. You cannot have two flukes like that. You
Why
can
not?
have only
Why
one
not?
as a fluke.
Bro, you clearly don't know what you've answered,
But
and
dude, this is what we call
that
it
is called a
option
fluke.
of elimination. I have
Sure, buddy.
shown you my
Sure.
technique correct again and
Sure,
again.
buddy. Just keep using this technique in the exam and we'll
I
see.
would, dude, I would have to if I don't know the answer. That's how would I
Yeah.
answer. I would just recall all the knowledge I have gained via our streams and whatever we have read till now, and then I would just use that thing. What a single studio applies custom layering schema to one prim twice. Once as an instance grid, the once as a deformable, each holding its own attribute values. Which two statement about schema type and its identifications are correct? And I did it must be multi-apply schema, which can be applied to prim multiple times with the instance name, and each application is recorded in prim's API schema metadata rather than changing its type name. Dude, A doesn't make sense anyways. two application collapses into one because the prim cannot list the same API schema twice. Like you also went through the schema HTML from the OpenUSD. So I did read. So I think 2 days back we did do a complete go through of concrete schemas and is a type schema and everything. From there on, I did remember something. That's why I did that.
Mm-hmm. One second, let me. Find a cocoa.
What?
Nothing. I was just seeing something atrocious. Okay. A studio applies a custom layering API schema to one prim twice, once as an instance rigid and once as an instance deformable, each holding its own attribute values, which two statements about the schema type and its identification are correct. Let me first understand what they're trying to say. Sentences describing the one feature that makes it multiple apply. You can stamp the same schema onto the same prim more than once. Right. Studio applies a custom layering API schema to one prim twice, each holding its own attribute value. This is our multiple applies API schema. The sentence is describing the one feature that makes it multiple apply. Okay, so API schema is multiple apply.
Yes. But is a type schema is not multiple apply. I did remember that for sure.
Yes, yes. You can stamp the same schema onto the same prim more than once. Stamp the same schema onto the same prim. The same prim more than once. Each stamp keeps its own separate set of values, and each stamp stamp keeps own Separate set of kept apart by an instance name. Single apply schema you can put on a prim only once. First, recall the two flavors of the applied API schema. A single apply schema you can put on a prim only once. It adds a fixed set of properties, and that's it. First, recall two flavors of applied API schema. Single apply schema you can put on a prim once. It adds fixed set of properties. That's it. Multiple apply schema is designed to be applied repeatedly, so its property names carry namespace token. The instance name to keep each application data from colliding. Without that namespace, the second application would just override the first. Oh my god, bro. I think my RAM memory is full.
Try. I think you might have some apps that might be consuming a lot of RAM, specifically Chrome.
Bro,
Try
I
down.
was I was talking about my own memory, not
My
MacBooks.
God, bro, down to context. Do a slash compact.
I was talking about my fucking memory. Like I'm not able to comprehend stuff.
It's 226. Anyway, so do you? I think what do you want to do?
Um, I don't know. What do you want to do?
We can just stop it over here after doing this thing, and then maybe carry on tomorrow. Because anyway, do you have a holiday on Friday?
Yes, I have a long weekend.
Oh yeah, we will do more OpenUSD.
You have you
Bro, I have holidays and holidays. More holidays. What? So many holidays that I'm speechless.
sleepless?
Speechless.
I was speechless.
But what will I do with these holidays in this freaking summer, bro? Boy, what will I do?
Wait, you're getting Thursday off as well.
Yes, brother.
This Thursday off.
Yes, brother. I have Thursday office.
Why? Why the fuck?
I don't know, man. Like there's some kind of employee appreciation for USPS and facilities people, so that's why.
What the fuck?
We have been working so hard, working our ass off in this freaking heat. They're like, you can come. If you come, then we will give you compensatory leave. Like you can avail this 8 hours off at any point. I'm like,
So
yeah,
do that, bro.
yeah, I will do that. I will
But
keep.
you're gonna be remote.
Yes, bro. I'm gonna be remote, but I will have some of the emails sent as scheduled.
I see. So, did you take? Okay, wait. Let me end the stream. I think we can do this later. All right, guys. Nobody's watching anyway.
Yeah. बोल
41 views.
क्या बोल रहा है